please hold on to that sheet right here that I had given you. The reason I gave you the sheet, and I will give it to you on the quiz on Friday, is really for the conversions at the top. Because what we're going to get into today is you're going to see a specific type of unit on your diagram, but I'm going to ask for it in a different type of unit. And you guys got to convert at the end of the problem. All right, so some conversions you don't know off the top of your head, like I can tell you miles and feet are a popular one for me. All right, the only one not on here that you're going to have to convert yourself are inches and feet. I just assumed everyone is capable of doing that at this point, so 12 inches in a foot. But anything else that you may need would be on here. Okay, I won't ask anything else that's not on here. All right, so that's why I gave you the sheet of paper right now in front of you, because some of these problems we're going to do today, the diagram does not match what I asked for, and we need to convert it at the end. I'm not doing all 4 of these with you. You're going to do 2 of them on your own. I'm going to start out with number 2, please. We're going to do numbers 2 and 3 as a class, and then you're going to do 1 and 4 on your own, or in your group, whatever you prefer. All right, so let's roll here, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about, how we got to be careful. We got to read carefully now. Good. We got a nice triangle here. Good. Northeast, south, 120 miles going northeast at a 27-degree angle. How many feet will the shipmate have to travel directly south before he's east of the dock? Round your answer to the nearest foot. All right, let's stop right there. Round my answer to the nearest foot, but what's the diagram in? Hey, what's the diagram in? Miles. So I got to be alert that when I actually answer this problem and I get my number at the end, that answer is going to be in miles, but I need to convert it to feet at the end. Got to just start reading carefully. Does my rounding units match my diagram units? Most of the time it's going to be yes, but certain instances like this one, it's a no. So I know I need to I need to convert to feet at the end. So let's just answer the question in miles. Let's not worry about the converting to the end. Let's answer this question in miles. So how many feet does he have to travel directly south? Where on the diagram am I asking you to solve for? All right, let's put an X here. Let's put an X, read through the problem here. How many feet will the shipmate have to travel directly south before he's east of the dock? All right, everyone looks good. We're good here. Everyone's putting an X right here on this leg, going directly south. So let's find that length. All right, review from Thursday. We go from 27. I'm going to need somebody right now to tell me what the X and the 120 is for me. Change that up here. Here we go. 23. Go ahead. I won't say a word.
The opposite.
Yep.
And 120 is the hypotenuse.
There you go. Don't even have to ask anything. Opposite and hypotenuse. So which ratio can I use to solve for X now? Sine, cosine, or tangent, knowing that. Which ratio? 21? Sine ratio. So from Thursday, sine of 27, the angle, equals my opposite side, X, over hypotenuse of 120. A reminder, we put the left side over 1 to make it in a proportion, and we cross multiply with us, right? So we get X equals the sine of 27 times 120. And I showed you guys on Thursday where to go on the calculator for that. Anybody not here on Thursday that needs to change their mode? Remember, mode must be in degree mode or we're not going to get the right answer. So you got to hit the mode button on the top and make sure it's in degree mode. And I don't want you to round yet, because remember, this is in miles. Our answer needs to be in feet. So let's not make sure we don't round this bad boy. Everyone getting about 54 and change miles. All right. Hopefully, right? If we don't notice it at the beginning, we notice it at the end. This answer is in miles. but I need to the nearest foot. So now we need to convert. All right, and I know this is challenging for some of you because it's like, what do I divide by, or do I multiply? Do I divide or do I multiply? Let's take that question right out of the mix. Everyone, go to your reference sheet I gave you at the beginning of class. Feet and miles. Look for that conversion, please, if you don't know it already off the top of your head. Feet and miles. What's the conversion? Feet to miles. What do you got for me? According to the sheet. 3, Jackson, what's the conversion?
1 mile is 5,280.
Okay, hey, I'm going to write that. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. And what I'm going to do is make a proportion out of this. What's the 54 we found? What type of units is that? Miles. So guess where I'm going to put it? Right under the miles. And I'm going to figure out how many feet that is. I'm going to set the conversion equal, put the miles with the miles, feet with the feet, and hey, what do you end up doing with them? Multiplying or dividing? Multiplying your 54 miles times 5,280. Because I know a big thing with students is, should I multiply or divide by 5,280? Set up a proportion. You'll find out quick. And now go ahead, round to the nearest foot. Now round to the nearest foot for me. Because that answer in your calculator is in feet. Now round it to the nearest foot. 16 when you're ready.
287,648.
Yep, and make sure we got units on it now, guys. I'm going to be a stickler about that. Half point every time we don't see units. Any questions there? And really, it's only going to be feet, miles, inches, and feet. That's the only thing I'm going to care about. All right, I'm not going to, what else is on there? I'm not going to go miles and yards, meters and inches. I'm good. All right, let's go part B now. How many extra miles does this shipmate travel going in the wrong direction instead of just going east? What are we rounding our answer to? Nearest mile, right? Mile. So if I need to, I don't want to use that 287,000 I just found. I'll go back to the 54 miles here. All right, so there should be no reason to convert. Diagrams in miles, my answer should be in miles. No reason to convert. All right, how many extra miles? Oh boy. Can you guys find quickly how many miles he went in the wrong direction? Because he was supposed to go directly east, it said. But he went, northeast and then south. So how many in the wrong direction did he go? Can you guys find that quickly? There shouldn't be any sine, cosine, or tangent needed here. How many in the wrong direction did he just go? Via, how are you calculating this?
So we just added 120 from that 54.
Yep, 120 he originally went, plus that 54 we just found. And notice, still not rounding. It's not the end of my answer. It's not my answer.
So 174.46.
Yep. Yep, good work there. 885,997. So that's how many he went in the wrong direction. But it's extra miles, so I got to also figure out how many he would have went if he just went east, right? Because that's how I want to. How many extra miles did he go by not going here? So we got to solve, and you and your group right now are going to solve for that other leg. All right, go ahead and solve for that other leg. And then we'll talk about how many extra miles he went. So talk about it. A couple different ways you could do this problem. Go ahead, find that other leg. Find that other leg. Now, do you want to find it in your group? There's actually a couple different ways. You could use sine, cosine, tangent, or something else we talked about this year with the right triangle.
27.
If you are going to use the 54 in your solution, make sure it's the full calculator display. If you're going to use the 54 in there. All right, let me ask somebody, what did you do to find that other leg? What'd you pull out to use to find there? 8, what'd you use to find y, or that other leg? Okay, we could use Pythag. I don't know if anybody chose Pythag. If you do use Pythag, again, make sure you use the whole 54.478859997. Pythag. Anybody else use something else other than Pythag? 22? What's that?
I also use Python.
All right, let's find somebody. 11, use anything else? Yeah, great job back there. Of course you did. 23,
I use Pythag.
Pythag. Anybody else not use Pythag? Which is fine. I'm not downplaying you Pythag people. Ellie, you didn't use Pythag? What'd you use instead? Cosine. Okay, I just want to make sure we get both out there. Cosine or Pythag. And hopefully, either way, cosine or Pythag, what did I come up with here? We get 106.9207829 around there. Might be off by a couple digits depending on how you went with Pythag. I used cosine and got that.
I have a question.
Yep.
Why is it cosine?
Why is it cosine? Because the leg is adjacent to the 27, and people use 120 still hypotenuse.
Oh,
Adjacent hypotenuse.
I was wondering.
They didn't use the 54 point. You could have used tangent, I guess, too. Okay? So that's how they use cosine. All right, any issues there? Now that I find the leg, somebody explain to me, how can you find the extra miles now that it traveled? You know how many they went in the wrong direction. Here's where they should have went, the 106. What about the extra miles? How do we calculate those? 13?
It's the 174
Yep, wrong direction. All of it.
minus the 106.
Yep, minus how many he should have went. My 106.9207829. So that's how I can find the extra miles. And then if you've done that already, round your answer to the nearest mile. 24. How many extra miles rounded?
Or 68.
68. Yep, 68 miles. Good, Romeo. Good. Anybody else? Questions? All right. I was gonna do another one with you, but I don't want to waste more time, and I want to see you guys do it. So here's the deal. I'd like to do it within your group, but if you prefer to work by yourself, that's fine. You start with number 1. First thing you do, every problem here. Does the units on the diagram match what I need to round to? If it does, go. Don't worry about converting. If it doesn't, remind yourself you got to convert at the end. do a problem, raise your hand. I want to check it before you go on to the next one. All right, let's go. Check if the units match first. Rounding units, diagram units. Do they match? If they do, let's figure out the problem. You guys watching this from home, I'm going to put the answers up here right now so you can jot them down. Oh, well, do I still have that? Round to the near, hey, this first one, round to the nearest foot. I don't want you to change anything on the first one. All right, that's my fault. Round to the nearest foot, please, on the first one. So you guys shouldn't have to convert anything. Round to the nearest foot. Everyone good? Round to the nearest foot on the first one, number one. So you shouldn't have to convert. I just want you to figure out the problem and call me over. Everything else is good to go.
You start here. It drops you off. The bus drops you off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there we go. There are the answers to all of them. If you're watching at home, jot them down and go.